Shalom, brothers and sisters. This is another class from Mount Zion 144K, and I'm here with Brother Tahar and Sapar and Ainam. My name is Chaarash, and we're giving you a basic biblical timeline of world history from the Bible. Okay, we've all been taught that the Lord made everything in 7 days. We're thinking from man's 24-hour period. That might be right, but then when you read in Psalms 90:4 by King David, a day to the Lord is like yesterday to us, 1,000 years, or 20, like a day. Then Peter, okay, he was around 2,000 years ago. He kind of goes from what David said, and Peter, second under Christ, he says, "Beloved, be not ignorant." He wants us to be aware of this issue, that one day with the Lord is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is one day. So now let's not be ignorant. Let's see what this is. Okay. So from here we're counting, as Peter and David are telling us. I'm pretty sure they got it from the whole population, agrees with its common knowledge, right? That one day with Yahweh is 1,000 years in his days. Is he creating creation on his divine days of eternity, or on earth's days, which earth wasn't even made to the third day? Okay. So now Genesis 1:1, in the beginning, if we're reading that, up until Adam was 6,000 years, not 6 24-hour periods. Okay, so the earth wasn't made till a third. Then we go from Adam to Noah, 1,000 years. Do the math. How long did Adam live? Not than 30 years. Then count the 10 patriarchs till Noah. His father was Terah. Count the Adam's sons, Seth and Jared and Enoch. All those, it's very easy. Genesis, the 5th chapter, read it. Then from Noah to Abram. Count how long Noah lived. And then Shem, okay, all the way down to Eber, Foxad, Salah, Ruel, all the way down to Terah, father of Abram. Count how long they lived, their ages, Genesis, the 10th and the 11th chapter. You can read those two. Just do the math. 1,000 years. Then from Abram to King David, right? King David. It's also 1,000 years. We're gonna bring it real fast now. Let me put another 1,000. Okay, don't worry about that 1,000. Yeah, 3. So count how long Abram lived. Okay, and then Isaac, Jacob. His name was changed to Israel. Israel went into captivity or living in Egypt. Then they became captives later on. Abram to Israel's Exodus, 400 years, and then count the Exodus in the time in the wilderness, 40 years, then count the age of Joshua, the fight with the Canaanites, then count the captivities in Judges, okay, count that in Judges, Samson, Jephthah, and Gideon, all those guys. You can count how long the captivities were, add that, all the way up until Samuel, one of the last judges. He anointed King Saul. 40 years he ruled. Then King Saul was taken out. David, you have 1,000 years. Okay, just do that math. Very easy. Then you have David, right, to the birth. Not just don't say Christ. Say the birth of the Christ. Okay, I'm using the word Christ so everybody understand. I could say Yahushua or Mashiach, but y'all Israelites know that already. Everybody don't know what we know. 1,000 years. Okay, and you can find this in history books. You can find in history books that Abram was 2,000 BC. You can find history books that David was 1,000 BC. History books, so they know this math. So King David, how long he reigned? 40 years. Solomon, 40 years. Then all the kings, good and bad, the 20 kings of Judah. Okay, all the way up into the last king, Hezekiah, and the fall of Israel in 586 BC. And then the Israelites in captivity in Persia, 538 BC. Israelites in under Greeks, 333 BC, Alexander the Great. Then you have the Maccabees, 165 BC. We fought, held down Judas Maccabees and the brothers. Then they were taken out by the Roman and annexed in 63 BC, Roman General Pompey. And then 63 years later, here comes the birth of Christ in Herod, and you can do all that math. Count that up. That's in history books. Okay, but you can read it in the Bible too. So then it gets real easy. From Christ, right, until today. All right. 2019. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. 19. The universe is 12,019 years old, give or take approximately 100 years here and there. It ain't no millions. That didn't start until Copernicus and Galileo and Kepler in the 1500s. You mean they found it out, but all the black ancients didn't know that? No, that's not in history. You won't find no million years counting in Egypt, Canaan. None of them speak about millions of years. It's thousands. We're reading it. Earth was made on the 9th day, or 1,000-year period. So take 9 from this. Take 9 from this, you'll get 3 from this. Take 3 from this. The 3rd day, you get 9,019 years the Earth is. The white man tells you the Earth is 4.6 billion years old, no million. Then he tells you the universe is 13 billion. There's something about that 13 because we are now in the 13th millennia. We are 19 years into it. If you read the book of Hosea, and I'm going to end it right here, Hosea 6, okay, 1 and 2. It says that the Lord has smitten, he shall bind us up. He said, in the 2nd day, he shall revive us. Like you reviving, your eyes waking up, but the body ain't moving yet. Meaning the 2nd 1,000 year from Christ, okay, the Prince of Life, we're awakening. All the Israelite schools around the world, the internet, and all these ways, the Bible shall be published throughout the whole earth, then the end shall come. That's a prophecy. We're in that time now. Then he said, the 3rd day, he shall raise us up. We shall live in his sight. Okay? So we're reading in Revelations 20 and 6. We shall live 1,000 years and reign with Christ. Because Adam messed up on it with 930 years. We were supposed to live 1,000 years and rule, but he fell at 930. So 930 from 1,000, you leave 70. When you read Psalms 90 and 10, it says that our lifespan through the curse, would fall from the 1,000 years from Adam 930 to, right, 70. That's 70. And our average lifespan is about 70. And it says if you go 80 or longer, there's sorrow. Because, when you get old, you ain't got a lot going on. Most old people do. The elders aren't respected. They get sick. So the average, and even in the white man's books, it says 70 is our average, lifespan of man. Then it goes to turtles and every other animals. You can find it in a book called Cultural Library by Time Life Books. You can find 70 is our average lifespan. Okay, so Revelation 20, supposed to live 1,000 years. So 70 is the remainder of what Adam didn't finish from the 930. Okay, we're living that curse now 70 years. Okay, we got to go back to the time when we're going to reign for 1,000 years with Christ. Okay, and rule as kings and be the intelligent people that we once were. Okay, so this is we're 13 millennia into from creation till today, 13,000 or 12,019 years. Okay, the earth is 9,000 years old. So this is a basic breakdown. You can do the math yourself. I can fill in all this stuff, but this is it right here.
Shalom.
Shalom.